What is up, folks? What is up? Happy Wednesday. Happy FOMC day. But welcome back. Let me see here. We're live. Yep, we're good. We're live YouTube. We're live on X. Chat is good. Tweets are out. All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Cool. Welcome back, guys. Another Wolf Bitcoin live market analysis session here, presented by myself, sponsored by Public. And, we're going to look at Bitcoin here today. It's getting a bit of a move right now, actually, due to the data that just came out here on FOMC day. So, bit of a move down. But look, we're gonna look at Bitcoin. We've been talking about it all week. We've been talking about really this entire move in this area that we've been in for the last couple weeks. So we're gonna follow up on some of that. As always, this show is not financial advice. We are not here to suggest what you should buy or sell. We're just here reporting on the market and just reading the price action that is on these charts and just presenting that to you guys so you can make your own informed decisions after you do your own due diligence, do your own research, consult with whoever you need to consult with, licensed financial advisors, your wife, your dad, whoever you got to talk to other than us. So let's just get that out of the way. Huge shout out to Public. You can check them out, public.com/wolf. Shout out to them for being the show sponsor and allowing us to come on here and share some of this information with you guys here that we do every single day here on Wolf. Just coming off of a trader talk, market talk space. Still some folks on there still talking about the market. But we're going to pull up some charts here while they sit there and give the audio takes. We're gonna do a little visual take here. We're gonna look at these markets, pull up some charts, and we're gonna see what's actually happening here on some of these assets. So look, let's kick it off. Let's look at BTC like we usually do. So Bitcoin still pulling back a little bit after the push from early in the week. We did top out Monday, and since then I've been correcting a little bit here. So far, look, we talked about this yesterday, but we talked about a move here below the prior day lows, right? So we talked about a move down here, fill this gap here on BTC. Essentially, we were looking for something like this. There is a possibility that this move is currently happening here. So we'll see if this rolls over, then there could be a deeper correction. We have talked about some of the deeper levels that we could expect, but this was the primary case we were looking for here. This was that pullback, that initial pullback that we were looking for. So far, you've got the deep part of the move. We're trying to put in this potential higher low here as part of this move. This looks to be right on track with what we covered yesterday. Even went and clipped a short form clip, a little shareable clip that kind of covered this move and what we were looking for. So I'm still on the side of the potential for a move higher from here. I think we just need to be patient. We just need to let this last little shakeout play out. And then we'll see if we can't capture that move to the upside here for this chart here. Audio settings are good. Yeah, just making sure. So otherwise, look, things are pretty much on track here. Not panicking, still exposed to the long side, off of a move down here into the 61 and still hanging out. This area above, to me, still makes a lot of sense for a move higher here, heading into the weekend, and then maybe we get that cool off over the weekend, where it kind of just chops, goes sideways, or maybe the weekend is actually what sends us a little bit higher. But I prefer we make this move up sooner than later, and then start working on that larger degree correction, which again does not mean I'm calling for new lows from here. We could be looking at just simply the pullback of a move like this. Let's see if we can pull this move up there. So basically put in that final leg up into this key area that we've got marked and then give us a larger pullback. At that point, I would say if this is happening, that pullback is likely to come, below the low that just got put in here. So 64.5, probably going to come below that, clean that up a little bit, maybe even slightly below. And then we should get a nice extension and distribution to the upside. So this is still my base case. Nothing has really shifted from this. We talked about XRP doing something similar, and you can see XRP is doing something similar. We talked about Solana doing something similar. You can see Solana is doing something similar. So I think what comes next is these pullbacks. And SUI, we talked about it kind of chopping around before making a pullback. It's chopping around. It's not going as high as I thought it could go. Doesn't mean it can't go. But same thing. It's just basically chopping. Ultimately, I think a move lower before higher makes sense here. And even on Ethereum, we're watching ETH BTC. We did talk about the potential for ETH BTC to find some type of a bounce from here, reclaim that Feb low, get a bit of a impulsive move up, followed by a correction, and then follow through. So we're still watching that to see if that plays out on Ethereum. So far, ETH is just kind of chopping around. It is chopping around. It's not as clean as Bitcoin's chart, but it is following that same general W-ish looking formation down here. It's more flaggy than anything, but overall, it's not a bad look for ETH. Probably needs to come down a little bit before it continues higher, but again, not super concerned here. Let's see here. No. Let's see here. What else are we looking at? Let's go look at stablecoin dominance. Stablecoin dominance still heading lower, although it is getting a little bit of a bounce here. In my opinion, it's just kind of coming up into this area here and likely to just refuel from here and then head lower is kind of what I'm currently seeing here. Now, stablecoin dominance is getting really close to putting in its final leg down as well. So I suspect it's probably got one more here, and then it's going to need a larger cool off as well, just like Bitcoin. So it'll go up for a little bit more, and then we'll see potentially something like that, depending on how it behaves after it gets a bounce here. So remember, this is just like an inverted Bitcoin chart, essentially. It's inverted Bitcoin. We're looking for Bitcoin to put one more leg up, have a cool off, then go higher. The opposite here, we're looking for stable coins to go one more leg down, retrace some of that down move, and then continue on track there to the key area that we're watching below. So pretty straightforward. Scotty, what's up, dude? Good to see you in here, man. Do you see a case for 62.9 before 70s? 62.9, huh? I mean, I you know me, dude, like I rarely will rule something out completely and say, nah, there's no way. So you won't hear that out of my mouth. 62.9. See, that's 62.9 is where I was initially looking, Scotty, if we hadn't put in the Monday pump. If we had just put in the Sunday pump, and I think I had even drawn it out somewhere in here, one of these freaking paths. One of these is the one where, yeah, it might have been that one. And it was like, I don't know which one exactly, but I keep a lot of the stuff that I draw in here in case we need to come back to it. But hey, look at that one. That one's pretty fun, huh? This one's playing out pretty accurately. I think we put this one on yesterday. That if it just chops down, sweeps the lows, then goes higher. That's a fun one. No, look, I did have a case where I was looking for the Sunday pump to do something similar to what it did last Sunday, which was essentially that set the high of the week, and then you went down to take out the Sunday pump, the origination of the Sunday pump, and then you ran the high, right? And so something like that, what I was originally thinking was this thing comes up here, we saw it was kind of rounding out. I was thinking, look, we have a move Monday into Tuesday, and Tuesday sometime you kind of sweep the low that the Sunday pump originated from, right? Sunday low. And then we had to move higher. So I was kind of looking for that like 63, 63.5 and lower at the beginning of the week. And I was open to that being like a 62.9-ish if it needed to come down this deep, right? I was open to something like that for higher. At this point, I would say because it chose to go higher first before correcting, I'd rather it didn't come that low right now. To me, that would just signal that maybe it's not as strong in the short term, and I start to give less likelihood to that move up here into the like 67, 68, 69. But I mean, I guess anything can happen. Me, I really just wanted sweep of the lows, fill this inefficiency from the Sunday pump, maybe even sweep the low here, but that would be the extent. Like I really wouldn't want to see it below 63 if it's going to go higher. In my opinion, if it comes all the way down here, then it increases the chances that we're just going to get a lower high somewhere over here to the right. But that's just how I'm reading it, dude. I'd prefer we get at this point just that neck extension up, and then we go down and fill 62.9 after that. Because I would like a move down there. I do think that once we come up and we tag up here, if we come up and tag up here, I would like to see it come down and run, somewhere below like 63.7 for sure. Even as low as 62.5, 62 something. There's a point where it gets too deep into that though. I mean, I guess we could probably use like a fib here. So currently you bounce there. Let's assume we get that move up here to, I'm just gonna put it at 69 just for the sake of kind of being in the middle of this zone. So if then you got to pull back, see your golden pocket's gonna end up being here at like 63, 63.8, 63.5. So if you got to move down here to 62, you're at the 786, which could happen. Could happen. Let's say if we just sweep that 3-day high, or we come up about here, the 3-day range high, that puts this. Ooh, that's interesting. That puts this golden pocket right here, right at like 63, which is really close to your 62.9. Yeah, I wonder if we're just gonna do that. I wonder if this next move is just gonna just slightly wick above this, and then boom, then that gives you this move, and then, in my opinion, the decent chance you try that after something like that. And even that fib channel I had on here, which one was it? No, that's the big one. That's the big one. This is the current little one. Maybe it was this one. If we extend this one, I can't remember exactly how I had it placed. Maybe like that. But that would, that'd be a pretty decent move below it. I don't know that I like that. Because then I'd get worried. If it came this slow, I get worried that it's just going to come up and reject that channel at lower. I mean, maybe that's all it's going to give. Maybe that's all it's going to give. We got to wait and see. Got to wait and see what happens. But currently, man, it's like I'm happy if it wants to put in that next leg up. I will TP big on the move up here, though. Big, big. Late longs on Bitcoin got smoked. Yep. Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. But we knew that was coming. We talked about it since yesterday. We knew that was coming. We knew they were going to come and get these right here. We knew. We talked about it. We talked about it yesterday. Yes, we did. Yes, we did, folks. Yes, we did. We did. I think there's actually even a way for me to share a video file, if I'm not mistaken. How does that work? Let's see if we can do this real quick. I've never done this. I don't know what format these videos have to be in that it won't let me share it that way. Okay, well, that's fine. There's other ways to share it if we wanted to, but But anyways, hopefully that makes sense. There, Scotty. Lisa says we're competing for live stream viewers, according to Lisa here. Crank is live with 41. Evan is live with 102. Steve is live with 629. Yeah, but Steve's been milking the FOMC days for a while, so he's got a nice like recurring group that goes back. So props to him for kind of cornering that early on. This guy was early to kind of setting that aside. And then us here, we're just doing our thing. It doesn't matter if it's FOMC, doesn't matter what's going on. We're live every day. We're live every day here, same times. So for us, it's just another day in the office. Just another day in the office. Let's look at. Ooh, VIX curling up a little bit. VIX is curling up a little bit. It's trying. Oh yeah, look at that volatility index trying to curl a little bit there. Very interesting. TradFi indices also kind of rounding a little bit, pulled back, rounding. Dollar trying to break higher, it looks like, huh? US dollar trying to go a little bit higher, top of the range. Not a lot happening other than that, though. Oops. All right. Others charts. Yeah, I mean, the only notable thing is that others has continued to show a lot of relative strength. We've been talking about that against the broader crypto market. We did talk about Bitcoin dominance. Guys, we drew this W on Bitcoin dominance last week. We said, look, we were looking for a pump, looking for a pullback. During this pullback, we'll see potentially some alts make some nice little moves, and then this will start ripping again. So we'll see if I wish I could. Well, it's not that I can't. I need to be more disciplined in going back and clipping stuff like this or sharing it while we're live on stream. For example, like taking a screenshot now and then giving a quick take, posting it up in a tweet while we're live, attaching it to the live stream. Because I need to be able to come back to stuff like this just to see how it plays out. I like to come back and review these things. Others dominance still pushing higher. This still looks pretty healthy here. So yeah, not a lot has changed for me, guys. I'm still pretty much staying in my lane. Staying in my lane here. This is coming down a little bit on the week. Let's look at that 3-day chart though for Bitcoin. We got 5 hours and 34 minutes before this closes. I mean, if this closes like this, though, there probably is a good chance that we're going to sweep down here to like 64.5 again in the new bar, right? If this closes like this, you're at least getting that. You're maybe even coming down here at that point. If this closes, then I mean, I'd be looking at this range itself. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you'd at least run the lows of this current 3-day range. If not even maybe working down here. Doesn't quite get you where you want, Scotty, but it could, I guess. 5-day range on BTC. Same thing, man. This one's got 2 days left, so this one has a little bit more time. But this thing too, if it closes inside of that previous bar here, I'm going to be looking for it to potentially come lower. So we kind of are on a little bit of a schedule here. If there's a move higher coming, it needs to happen. Needs to happen relatively quickly, pretty soon here. It needs to happen. Took out previous 2-day lows. We're getting a little bit of a bounce. Closes in 5 hours and 30. If this closes like this with that nice wick to the downside, though, I do think the next day should at least go higher. But that would mean this has 5 hours left. Yeah, I guess that would mean the next 3-day is also a push up, which would be interesting. That would be interesting. I'm not seeing anything else. That 3-day range was interesting. I mean, I wonder if you just chalk that up to it basically went to the high of the range. It didn't breach outside of it, but I mean it got within touching distance there. It's pretty close. Could be though that needs to cool off and then comes back up next week or something and takes out that top side next week after this kind of cools off a little bit. That would, well, I mean, look, let's think about that. That would actually increase the chance that maybe you are putting in like a big W thing here. This comes down. I don't know that it comes all the way down here, but maybe like what Scotty's saying, it's into the 62s, right? Somewhere in here. Sweep the low of this previous 3-day. And then you get the big move up. Then you see that move into this here. And then maybe you can work on flipping this area here to try and go again. This would be something, huh? That'd be something else, man. Oh, that is funny, that meme. Landy. What's up, brother? Trade Fly, I see you, bro. Mr. Spread, see you guys. I see you guys. Yeah, just another day in the office for me. We're just hanging out here, doing what we do every single day. We pull up these charts, study the market here on different time frames, see if there's anything important to call out, anything noteworthy. And sometimes there's some alpha that gets discovered while we're on these charts. Yeah, I think this thing needs to do a reverse BART right back up. Reverse BART it. XRP looks pretty good to me. XRP with this pullback already. Could it come down and fill here? Yes. But even here, you're already at the neckline of the W pretty much across on XRP. This to me is already like an area that if you're looking at XRP, this should be an area of interest for you here. Then we'll see if it has the strength to go higher from here. Same with Sol. Sol has more room. Sol has more room to come back down. If Solana can come down and really, if Solana can close, if it can come down and close the week above 67.5, pretty good chance you're going to see a move up here into the 80s for Solana. Aster had a nice pump, a really, really nice pump this morning. I did get a long position on it down here at like 64 to 66-ish, depending on what exchange you're talking about, because I took a couple positions. So far, nice little pump. I'd like to see a continuation to breach that quarterly high level sooner than later if it's going to follow a fractal similar to this one that we've got on here. If not, then there is risk that this comes back down here after sweeping that high. So we'll need to keep an eye on the Aster there. WorldCoin has continued pushing. This is a trade that I took, hit a nice TP on it. Now we're just kind of waiting to see if we're going to get the rest of that move. Arrow, a lot of folks have been talking about Arrow. Arrow does have some nice upside going on here. Man, yeah, this thing looked very, very interesting. Very, very nice. Going higher. Yeah, Arrow looks good. Arrow looks good here. Let's see. Yeah, that does look good on Arrow. Should at least be good for a sweep of this last quarterly high here at about 62.8. Oh, no. What is that high there? 6333. Should be good for that. Arrow should be good for this. Previous quarter high. Previous quarter high. There we go. And monthly. Yep. Pretty straightforward. Last month high. Last month low. Beautiful sweep. And already above. Weekly levels. Yeah, Arrow looks good. I like Arrow here. Arrow's not looking bad right here. It's not looking bad at all. Clear strength. Clear strength on Arrow. Last quarter low is down here. So, yeah, that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. This is what January, Feb. Yeah. Previous week high, previous week low. Larger swing. Yeah, larger swing could be up here for this thing. From there to there. Something like that. It's a big range up there, but yeah, you could see a move up there. Okay, so if that's the case, I would not advise taking a trade here, but let's say you can get in down here somewhere. Let's say that somehow you're a magician and you're able to get an entry down there. And then you're looking for this as like a full extension. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. 26% downside. It's pretty nice. What are the chances you can get filled down here? Let's look at the 3-day. What are the chances? What are the chances? I think there's a decent chance you could get this entry here. 41.31 on Arrow. It needs to come down before it takes out that high, though, I think. Boom, boom. So I would want something like this. And then Arrow should do that. And then, so that's your 1-to-1 here. So that's where I'd peel initial profits would be after the pullback coming into this area here would be a TP. And this is almost a 4R. That's probably a pretty good area there to take some more off. So yeah, I'd be looking about here. Like on a move higher. Boom. Right, so you're looking for something like this. Come down, give the fill, invalidation, TP around here, TP2. Yeah, probably around here. So I'd say TP2 going into this. And then you're leaving a little piece, seeing if it can take you higher. Seeing if it can take you up there somewhere. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. What's up, Papa Solstice? Aster. Dude, Aster, hey, did we give that call last night or did we give that call last night, dude? Did we or did we not call this thing right before it popped? Dude. I know we'd been scouting it for a little while and a lot of us were building spot positions on it. I didn't catch this move down. Some of the Wolf traders caught this move down here to like 40 cents. I was building here. And then I had a leverage position early on. I ended up closing it out or getting stopped. I can't remember exactly where it was. And then after this move, man, I started looking at it again, especially once we found that that fractal from that other coin, Allo. I was like, I think this is it. So I have a position in on one of my exchanges. I've got it in from 64 or something. And then the another one I grabbed here at like 66, 67. And that's the entry I shared with you guys. But dude, I think this thing has so much room to go still. So much room. It's got to take out these levels here, but then I think a move up to about $1 should be pretty straightforward. A move up here, $30, $40 should be pretty straightforward as well, and it could even extend a little bit past that. So this should be a nice little move off of the entry that we took. So yeah, man. Yes, sir. I think you locked in already some profits, if I'm not mistaken, Solstice, right? I think I saw you you post that you locked in some of that already. Yeah, everyone is. It's so funny. Everyone is so like busy right now debating all the FOMC stuff, and the chart's just kind of chilling. The chart's just kind of chilling. It's like, yeah, I mean, it was already priced in that pretty much nothing was going to happen this time around, so it ended up just kind of being a net neutral effect. We'll see what happens though when he actually comes out, starts speaking. I don't think he's live yet, right? I think he probably like 20 more minutes should be live and chatting it up. We'll see what happens after that. Initial reaction today was down off of that. So we'll see if that means that's the true direction, or was that a fake out and then it heads higher. I was looking at the Roblox chart on the TradFi side. I don't know if any of you guys are in that, but this little W thing going on down here, and actually getting nice little high volume break slightly above that, filling this nice gap. I mean, I think if this thing pushes up a little bit more, same thing we always talk about, right? Like it's that W push up, retest the neckline, go higher. Roblox can do something like that. I think Roblox has some decent upside. Decent upside here. If I am looking at this. Yeah. Easy. Look. Last quarter low. So as long as we close above this in the next 13 days, close above last quarter's low, then I'm looking here. Where the heck do I have it? Right there. Last quarter high, at least there, at least a sweep of that. And then we'll see what happens. Could even come back up to the highs, but a trade like this, let's say I'm participating right now, invalidation below here. If I'm just targeting that last quarter high, 81% move for a 20% risk, and I'll TP here at the current high of this quarter. I'll TP some there, so I'll take some off here, take a little bit off there, let the rest ride, try and get it up there. Maybe even leave a runner. Seeing if it can't go to the high. So maybe a TP, heavy TP here. Leave a little moon bag. See if it can go higher. Because then what are you looking at, man? You're looking at this, you're looking at this on Roblox. Like, I don't know. Does that look bearish, or does that look like it maybe has more upside to go, right? So that looks kind of interesting to me on Roblox. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if y'all are trading any of the TradFi stuff, but I do. I definitely do. Just as much as the crypto stuff, if not more. If not more. Right now in the short term, there's a lot of cool stuff on that stock side. Steve is playing the announcement. Good for Steve. Maybe we need to tune into Steve for my content. My content here is going to be playing Steve's content. No, I'm just kidding. What else here? I wonder if I can play one of these FOMC thingies. Hold on here. Let me see, guys. Everyone's already streaming it. It's so funny. Everyone is streaming it. This is funny. No shortage of coverage today for FOMC. No shortage. Send it higher. We getting some green on Bitcoin. We're getting some green here, man. Let's send this thing up, guys. Let's send it up. Ooh, just printed something on this thing. I don't even know what it means, man. I still need to lock in and learn this new Gentleman Suite oscillator down here. I still have not figured it out. I still have not spent enough time looking at it. Looks cool though. But man, let's see if we can't just giga candle up here into our targets. Would be a beautiful thing. Come on, send it. Send it, send it, send it. Send it, send it, send it. I want that bullish print. I want that bullish print. Come on. Hey, it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good here. We getting that push up. Oh, look at that candle. Look at that candle, that 1 hour. Look at that 1 hour. Oh, come on. Come on. Look at that. Yeah, that looks good. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna get a quick drink, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave y'all here chilling with the music. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Had to go in there and scream at the guys on the spaces for a little bit, you know. Did get a drink, ran to the bathroom really quickly while I was up already. But look, this is looking interesting here. Let's zoom in like on this candle here. Let's zoom in here. Let's zoom in. Yeah, this right here, this little reaction is looking pretty good on that low time frame. Big sell, big buy. That's looking pretty good. If you're watching Bitcoin, that 5-minute reaction there looks pretty good. 15-minute, nice little pickup. Looks better on the 5 for sure, but not bad. Not bad. This has 11 minutes left. Not looking too bad. Let's see here. Is there anything else that we're observing? No, this overall looks pretty good. Let's see if we can't keep pressure to the upside here. Yeah, I mean, nothing news coming out of FOMC. You guys are going to be able to catch all that news after the fact, and it's not really affecting anything. Markets are just kind of chilling. I don't see anything. Let's go look at the list of alts. Let's see if anything's reacting. XPL. XPL getting a nice little push right now. Why is that pushing? I don't know. Okay, let's mark out some of these levels on XPL really quickly. Last quarter high. Last quarter low. Monthly levels here. Ooh, beautiful sweep there. Very nice. Yeah, look at that. This is looking good. Moving up into these EMAs. Let's get rid of these EMAs for now. Let's add the VWAPs, see where those are sitting. So we're moving past all the VWAPs. We've got that 12-month VWAP on XPL way the heck up here, man. That is interesting. So boom. Let's look at this through a 6-month lens. Yeah, 6-month does not have anything good. All right. So, but it is worth noting that 12-month up there. What kind of a move would that be? 200% move. 200% move up to that 12-month VWAP. You guys know that I talk about these alts doing 200% moves pretty comfortably, and it doesn't mean squat. Doesn't mean anything other than there's money to be made on these pumps. This is looking pretty good. If you were to structure a trade right now, what would that look like? Well, I would still be looking at down there for invalidation. I would be looking ideally for a pullback at some point, but let's yeah, I could see something up here. Definitely to here. So even if you just get the quarterly range extension, RR is kind of weak on that. You really need to be trying to get this big range here, which ultimately, let's look at the 3-day on XPL. Yeah, ultimately, I mean, I think you want to try and snipe an entry down here, potentially here. What would that mean for the daily candle? And I don't know if we're going to get that, though. Pop. You could get a run of this low here, though. It's close. It's close. And then if that's your target, that's not bad. That's not bad. I could live with that. Yeah, it's a bit early still to tell if it's going to give a pullback. So this one's running. Look, we just sometimes you miss them. This one gave the W, gave no pullback. Gave no pullback. There was your little dub down here on that sweep of that quarterly low. Moved away. Instead of pulling back, it just had some vertical accumulation here. Vertical accumulation, big pop. So right now, unfortunately, no trade. No trade until this thing pulls back. It needs to pull back, and then we can look at something like that. But right now, there just isn't anything for me. For me, there's nothing there. Cool. Yeah, I think what we're gonna start doing on these FOMC days is maybe I just have it streaming somewhere in the corner of the screen. I just need to find a way to have. You know how I could do it, actually? I'm just thinking now. Hold on. Let's try something while I'm live. Let's try something really quickly. If I have. Hold on here. Hold on here. Hold on here. Let's just see. Just for the sake of testing this, just to test it out. So if I had. How would I do this? I'm trying to think. Trying to think of what the best way to do this would be. So if I opened up just YouTube, for example, and then if I wanted to stream FOMC on YouTube, okay. Okay, so if I wanted to stream FOMC, could I add that? Hold on, guys. Here, give me a sec. We're figuring this out live. Boom, 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 boom. Could I do this? Now, what does that do? Ah, I can. And then what does that do? So I could have transition, and then hold on here, guys. Virtual camera, main canvas. How do I start the virtual camera here for the main canvas? Do I have to be streaming maybe? No, I should be able to start a virtual camera. Hold on here. How do I start this? Virtual camera, main canvas, start, stop. No, how does that work? How do I do it to add the virtual camera? Sorry, guys. I'm over here trying to figure out how to throw FOMC on while we're chilling. Ooh, we're turning red. We're turning red. We're turning red here. 2 minutes. Still not looking bad, though. Not looking bad. All right. Let's get back to figuring out this virtual camera dealio here. How would that work here? Let's see here. File, tools, docs, outputs. Tools, configuration, plugin manager, scripts. No. Yeah, who knows? I guess I got to go configure this to figure out why I can't get a virtual camera to turn on. Because I should be able to get a virtual camera going, which should then um, advanced. Because if I could add the camera as a separate input, that would probably solve our problems here. Yeah, who the heck knows? Not going to mess with it right now. It's taking way too long. All right, back on this chart. Oof, we're dumping. So maybe that theory of the first direction is the real direction is actually got something to it here. What is it? An hour left on this 4-hour daily. Nah, daily. Look, daily still has plenty of time. This is fine. As long as this remains a big wick like this, I think we're fine. Should be able to put in that next move higher. Yeah. Nah. Big chilling so far, just hanging. Yeah. What's the, let's see what ES is doing here. Yeah, it looks fine. Looks fine, looks fine. Pulling back a little bit. Should still swing the top here. Silver, still correcting. Gold, still correcting. Oil, still correcting. Looks fine. Looks fine, looks fine. Looks fine, guys. Looks fine. Yeah, people get really chopped up trading this type of stuff here in the short term. That's why you really just gotta have a plan. Longer term, higher time frame planning, just stick to it. Just stick to it. Ignore all the noise. You know? Joe C says forward guidance, rest in peace, 1933 to 2026. Interesting. Yeah. Cool. Look, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up. There's a lot of content right now around FOMC, but as far as the charts, not a lot has changed for us. We're kind of just chilling, waiting for all this volatility from today to play out. Overall, we know our levels to the upside, we know our levels to the downside. I'm still on the side of looking for a move higher. I'd like a move higher. I don't know if I'll get it. I'd like a move higher up into here. Otherwise, if we start breaking down, then maybe that was it. We'll look at some potential bounces here off of some key sweeps, but we'll have to just play it for what it is. So far, you are still respecting this higher low structure. If we take out, this 63.7 here, then we'll need to maybe reassess that here in the short term. But overall, this is still looking pretty good. And the truth is, on the higher time frames, like on a daily, you really don't have you can come all the way down here before you really invalidate this structure. So you got plenty of room on the daily. Daily chart is pretty forgiving right now at the moment. So I'm going to remain on the side for now of seeing if we can't get that extension to the upside here. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. We'll keep looking for some of these alt pullbacks for some opportunities, things like XRP, things like Solana, given a pullback and a potential play to the upside. Same with Ethereum here. ETH could probably still come down a little bit more. See if it gives us that opportunity higher. But that's pretty much what we're looking for here. We're just kind of chilling, letting this thing play out. And we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll report tomorrow after all of today's craziness unfolds and people kind of chill out. Right now, people are losing their minds on the timeline. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Lots of interesting takes here. Fed kept reference interest at 375. Yeah, interesting. Interesting day. Phil says the path to exhaustion is higher. Yep, I agree with that, Phil. I agree with that. CVO Trade says bearish scenario we get from FOMC. This was 6 hours ago. But there were locally topped in July sweeps, June lows across the board before resuming uptrend. Yeah, it could be. Could be. Although I don't think there's really was a bearish read on anything right now. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. With that, we're gonna wrap it up. If any of you guys are still hanging with us here, appreciate you guys. It's hard to know. The chat's been so quiet today, but if you guys are here with me, appreciate y'all. Fun day, lots of streams, lots of content. Go out. Don't forget to just disconnect today in days like this when everyone is super glued to the screen and to every minute's headline and every little thing. Just go out there, have a plan. Having a plan lets you disconnect, lets you walk away from stuff like this and just say, all right, well, I know my level, I know my invalidation, I know where I'm good, I know where I'm not. And you kind of let it do its thing. So with that, shout out again to Public for sponsoring these shows. We'll be back again tomorrow. We'll have more Trader Talk discussion on X Spaces, and then we'll pull up another live stream like this tomorrow and Friday as well. We'll cover the markets. We'll see how all of this shakes out from now till then. And we'll see if there's any cool setups that we can identify live on the stream. Sometimes we find some stuff that's in the process of setting up, and those are always fun to look at and map out, and then kind of follow up on. But for now, that about wraps it up, guys. Appreciate y'all. Have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. See you guys. Take care.